Alright, hello everyone. I'm doing another video because I'm just, again, getting disgusted with New York 1. Once again, they're not even covering... Let me lower the mic and start this all over. Let's start this all over. Yeah, we'll lower the mic. Hello everyone. I'm doing another video about crime news again because... New York 1 is nowhere to be found. Once again, we have problems going on in Queens once again, but, it seems the media is just ignoring Manhattan. You know, as I was doing research, I noticed a lot more stuff is going on in Midtown, and there was even another disturbing thing I found, in the Upper West Side. So we're gonna get into it. If you haven't watched PinePower's video, Long Island's getting ignored again with their issues. And again, to my Long Island viewers, my heart and prayers go out to you guys because your safety is at risk right now. You know, it's Andrew Cuomo's bail reform at work once again. The electeds just don't want to admit that the bail reform is causing the demise of our state right now. And you have other people who act like everything is fine. They want to ignore it, but in reality, everything's not fine right now. I'm in reality that it's not safe to be in New York City right now. I mean, you could have worst case scenario happen, you know. And I'm looking at New York One's website again. What do they have on their homepage? What do they have on their homepage? Census Bureau to miss deadline jeopardizing Trump plan. Weakling Dermot. You know, I don't even want to see Weakling Dermot. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. You want this guy leading the NYPD? And imagine if you had Pat Lynch in right now. It would be a whole lot worse. You know, at least get somebody who has balls. I mean, my goodness. This is who's running the NYPD right now? And you know what? I don't care if I said that word. You know, I'm not getting monetized. I don't care. I don't care right now. Our safety is at risk. Oh, and of course, they're going to talk about the Bills playoff game. New Year's Eve. I get New Year's Eve and the new Penn opened today. All right, that's... Oh, look at this. At least they talked about this. There's something that's notable on New York One's website. But anything else regarding crime and safety? Let's see. Black Lives Matter protests, blah, blah, blah. See, this is pathetic. You know, you would think that you'd have more. You'd have more to put on here. So, let's see. Do we even have crime news? Let's see. News, COVID, health, papers, New York One Live News at 10. I mean, give me a break. You know, maybe I can even try to get the tape and just expose New York 1. Because I may have to. I may have to. You know, this is pathetic. I'll just quickly take a look and see what's in Queens. Ugh. See what I mean? This is just so pathetic. That the crime news that the Queens Courier is covering. Give me a break. Alright, so let me take a look at this one. It says here, man accused of punching subway station agent on the tracks face more charges. Okay, so we read this article. Let me center it. Police say they have the man responsible for shoving an MTA subway station agent onto the tracks in Brooklyn on Christmas Eve, charging Tohanta Martinez, age 27, with second-degree assault. While the MTA is applauding the arrest, while a spokesperson said the agency has zero tolerance for heinous acts on workers, one union official said prosecutors didn't go far enough. Robert Kelly, the vice president at TWU Local 100, you know, I don't even want to read this. I don't even want to read this, all right? Everybody knows how I feel about Local 100, you know? Ridiculous. I'm sorry, but... It's unacceptable as it is. Now TWU Local 100 wants to be involved. You know, where's progressive action? You know, that's who I would rather want to hear from right now than these people. Ugh. And look at this. It happened on the crosstown line. Nassau Avenue. Brighton, Bedford-Stuyvesant. Ugh. Yeah, I'll show you on the map. So I know where Nassau Avenue is. It's in Bedford-Stuyvesant. So obviously Bedford-Stuyvesant's not the best area to be in as it is. Oh, my bad. This is... Wait a minute. Excuse me. Whoa! Whoa! Right by McCarran Park! Are you kidding me? This is Greenpoint! Oh my goodness. Oh. Look at this. Kelly asks, why can't one police officer... Yeah, there should be. You know what's going to happen. You're going to have people who say, oh, you're just going to criminalize everyone, blah, 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 blah. You know, I'm in agreement that you can't have one officer from each transit district go. I mean, this is ridiculous. Suspects facing 15 years in prison, so... obviously, I'm just disgusted what's going on here. And we'll get into progressive action because Jamel's been tweeting some very disturbing things lately that we need to cover because I'm just disgusted and I'm even seeing these things regarding employee bathrooms. That's how disturbing it is. The conditions are... Ugh. I don't even want to get into how bad it is. Not until we get to the end. Alright, so let's go into this breaking story that I found out yesterday. Once again, de Blasio screws Queens. We are getting another homeless shelter, this time in Douglaston. They're planning to bring a 75-bed senior women's shelter to Douglaston. So again, de Blasio just wants to double-cross Queens. So look at this. This is so pathetic. And look at this. He even got John Liu involved in this. Ah. 75 senior adult women with services provided by the nonprofit Samaritan Village. Yeah, I know exactly where this is. 243-02 Northern Boulevard, so not too far from where the good CVS is. Ugh. They have a good pharmacy over there. You kidding me? And look at this. It's Paul Ballone. Why aren't I surprised? He's the same person who double-crossed College Point with the other shelter. You know, it's just so crazy that I even have to talk about this. There's a new development back on Wednesday the 23rd. So, obviously, you know, we get double-crossed again. You know, we don't matter in Queens. So, no community involvement. No community involvement. De Blasio just says, hey, I'm going to give you the bird, and you don't like it, well, too bad. This is my say. You know, I say what's good. So let's screw Glendale, let's screw College Point, and now let's screw Douglaston. So, am I surprised what this mayor is doing? Honestly not. And then let's go back to the Long Island City Astoria area again, because the crime is, again, rampant in Northwest Queens. Here we go. Random assault in Long Island City sent an elderly man into the hospital with a broken wrist earlier this month, police announced on Wednesday, December 30th. On Saturday, December 12th, around 7:15 p.m., a 74-year-old woman was standing on the corner of 12th Street and 40th Avenue when he was approached by an unidentified man. So let's take a look and see where this is in Queens. So I have an idea where it might be, but I need a map. Oh, boy. Yep, right by Queensbridge. Right in Oz's old neighborhood. Ugh. Unprompted, the man punched the 74-year-old in the face, knocking him to the ground. The 74-year-old male made his way to New York Health and Hospitals Mount Sinai to be treated for a broken right wrist and a cut to his lips. So we do have a video of the suspect. So let's take a look. Police described the assailant as being in his 30s at 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing 175 pounds. He was last seen wearing a dark hoodie, sweater, a brown jacket, brown pants, dark sneakers, a red socks hat, and a facial hair. So, Just be noting that. Not good. So, Crime Stoppers, you know what's going on here. Ugh. So let me get into this Daily News article very quickly, because I had to put incognito on, because the Daily News is just, ugh. You know, they're becoming just like Newsday. They're becoming just like Newsday. I don't want to subscribe to the Daily News online. I already pay for Newsday. Ugh. Alright, here we go. Knife-wielding man drags 19-year-old woman into a New York City apartment building and rapes her. So this happened in Brooklyn. A man dragged a 19-year-old woman into a Brooklyn building at knife point and raped her. The young woman was walking near East New York Avenue and Ralph Avenue in Brownsville just after midnight Monday when the suspect grabbed her from behind and held a knife to her throat. I do apologize for the technical difficulty there. He had threatened to kill her if she had fought back, then dragged her into a nearby building on Ralph Avenue and raped her. Medics took the victim to Kings County Hospital, where she was treated and released. The suspect ran off and is still being sought. Cops released a video of the man walking down the sidewalk before and after the incident. He was dressed in a reddish hoodie, beige jacket, and jeans. So they do have a picture of him. Okay, so let's go back to the other window I had open. There was another incident in Brooklyn last night, I think, if I'm correct. Let me look it up. Let's see. I think there was another incident in Brownsville last night. Which, let's take a look. Yeah, here we go. Another incident. Cops fatally shoot machete-wielding man in Brooklyn. So this actually made a lot of headlines last night, so we'll read this. Okay, I'm not getting any words pulling up. Here we go. Police shot and killed an 18-year-old man who charged at them while wielding a machete in Brooklyn on Tuesday night. So, New York 1 didn't even have this on their homepage. But yet Channel 7 let off last night with their newscast. Okay, so he nearly chopped off a woman's thumb. It happened at 6:10 p.m. last night near Dumont Avenue and Strauss Street in Brownsville. The chief of patrol, Juanita Holmes, said police received a call of a man slashing people with a machete and saw a woman with her hand slashed when they arrived at the scene. The man, a Bronx resident identified as Samuel Lorazzo, had been smacking at cars in the area with the machete when police arrived, then slashed the woman's thumb down to the bone and even attacked her dog. So, this is just disturbing. Very, very disturbing. And the woman was taken to Brookdale University Hospital. She was pronounced dead. And wait a minute, hang on. Is the suspect's name Lorazzo? Oh, okay, yeah. So, the suspect was shot and killed. Okay, that makes sense. The woman was being treated at Brookdale. Okay, so the woman's going to be fine. That's good news. My bad. The woman's going to be fine. She's in stable condition. The animal was taken to a clinic nearby, and it has a wound on the left shoulder. So it was a dog, of course. So again, this is lawless New York City at its finest. Thank you, de Blasio. Thank you. You know that's just being sarcastic. Okay. What happened on the Lexington line? 3 injured after man is struck by a train at 28th Street. Happened on the 6th line. Also sent 2 MTA workers to the hospital. Alright, so let's read this. Authorities responded at 2:50 p.m. to the 28th Street Lexington Avenue station. The victim was suffered unspecific trauma, was taken from the tracks and brought to Bellevue Hospital. So we don't even know if the man was there by accident or was pushed. Or it could have been what's the term Andrew Lee always says? MDP. Yeah, right. We don't know if it's an MDP. I don't even want to get into what that stands for. 2 MTA workers were also hospitalized for unspecific injuries. The accident forced the MTA to halt 4 and 6 service in both directions between Bowling Green, Brooklyn Bridge, City Hall, and 42nd Street Grand Central Terminal. So look at this. Service was almost suspended for 2 hours. Yep. That's disturbing. And then look at this. Would-be Midtown bank robber flees in wheelchair. Let's see where this happened. Oh, no. This is not legit. The Wells Fargo on 45th and 6th almost got robbed. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Police are searching for a man accused of attempting to rob the bank earlier this month. The incident happened at 1:50 p.m. on December 4th. The man entered the Wells Fargo location on Avenue of the Americas on West 45th Street. Walking with a cane, the man approached a 25-year-old female teller and passed her a note demanding cash. When the teller refused to comply, the man fled east onto West 45th Street in a wheelchair. So, he was heading onto the east side. Oh, well, this is interesting. A similar robbery occurred weeks later on Tuesday that week. Wow. A man walked into a Wells Fargo on the Upper West Side. So, at least the good news is nothing was actually stolen, but, they probably wanted him in for questioning. But again, probably one of the MDPs. Why aren't I surprised about this? The problem is, all these mentally ill homeless people, and I've been saying this for years, this is what happens when you cut the funding for mental health programs. Cuomo has really made a bad choice, and especially how they don't have the capacity like they used to at Bellevue. So, big mistake right there. Big mistake. Oh, look at this. A dog got snatched on the Upper West Side. Here we go. It happened at the Garden of Eden store on Broadway near West 107th Street on Sunday at 4:30. So, sadly, the woman is 74 years old. Wow. This is so sad. Here's a picture of the dog that was stolen. They actually have a video of the incident. And they actually do have a picture of the suspect. Yeah, so the leash was tied to a post outside the market. So, just disturbing. I mean, I couldn't imagine if Teddy was ever snatched like that. I mean, my dog was big. I mean, imagine if somebody tried to snatch Teddy. I mean, probably Teddy would have probably backed off and would have ran away, probably. So I knew my own dog very well. I mean, he would have been. I mean, look at this, right on camera. They caught this guy stealing this dog on the Upper West Side. Look at him, just pet the dog, and then look, he just takes the dog right out, snatches the dog. I mean, I really hope this dog gets found. Maybe before the year is over, or probably in the first week of the new year. Here's something mentionable that did get covered by a couple New York media affiliates, but actually was not covered by New York One. So look at this. Gourmet gangsters buy for pounds of pasta from a Brooklyn eatery. Let's read this. Balkanese-minded burglars cleaned out a Brooklyn restaurant of all of its homemade pasta, while inexplicably leaving electronics and pricely bubbly behind. Barcella manager Cristiano Razzi said someone cut into the lock of his Williamsburg eatery sidewalk basement hatch and descended into a storage area on the evening of December 23rd. The Linguini looters then punched a hole through the sheet truck wall that led to the refrigerator stocked with piles of Trattatorini treasure. So this is pretty much pasta. So this is just crazy. So the thieves made off with 10 to 15 pounds in Polonized pasta, including cotoni, tagliatelle, ravioli, fusilli, and cappelletti. So, sad news is, each product had to create 150 meals, and each of this food was worth almost $5,000. And the bandits almost made off. Oh, they did make off with a small cash box containing $40. The detective joked that maybe it was another restaurant owner who ran out. I know our pasta is the best, but this was very strange. Staffers noticed the burglars ignored a trove of other seemingly more valuable items, including bottles of liquor, wine, and prosecco that were stored near the pasta. Rossi said the suspects ascended up the stairs in the basement to the main dining area at some point, but didn't even bother to take electronics, including an iPad, other electronic equipment, and speakers. Okay, my bad. Because maybe you do keep stuff in your lockers. While the new eatery did not have any surveillance cameras, Rossi said cops were canvassing footage taken from the neighboring businesses. I told them to look for anyone with big bags because the pasta was loose and they had to put something into it. So, this is just crazy. The owner said, the manager / owner said they didn't break anything. There wasn't a lot of damage, just the pasta. The rigatoni route forced Rossi and his staff to spend all of Christmas Eve cranking out new stores in order to fulfill holiday orders. So, thinking how crazy this is that, this happened right before Christmas Eve when this restaurant had a bunch of takeout orders already scheduled and they had to spend hours just to make up all their losses. So, this is more sad than the dog getting snatched in the Upper West Side. We're going to get into this in Brooklyn. A 14-year-old girl sexually assaulted in a doctor's office hallway in Brooklyn. And they actually have a video of it. So here's the video. So watch this. Look at this. This is just disturbing. The man just randomly hits the teenager in the face. That is just so disturbing. So here we go. So it happened in Midwood. So this is just disgusting. And I do apologize if I'm going to have to say some disturbing things here. So the 14-year-old arrived to the Midwood office for her mom's appointment when the suspect approached her just before 1 p.m. and exposed his penis, police sources said. So pretty much in other terms, he flashed himself. That's a term he always used in the subway. The victim tried to run, but the man grabbed her, covered her mouth, and knocked her to the ground, authorities said. Surveillance video shows the suspect wearing a knit hat and surgical mask dragging the teen into the brightly lit hallway on Foster Avenue near East 3rd Street and then pinning her down. Police said the 14-year-old victim kept fighting him off until he eventually ran out of the building and escaped on a moped towards McDonald Avenue. The teen was not physically injured and her mom arrived a few minutes later after the attack. The suspect, sadly, is still on the loose. He was wearing dark clothing and carrying a backpack. So, just disturbing. I can't even imagine happening to a kid like that. Not even safe for your kids to be out. Disgusting. Okay, this is another disturbing incident. I'm going to have to pull this up. I'm pulling it up in a different tab. Just hang on here. Pulling it up. So, here's another disturbing incident. Even pull this up. What is going on here? Why can't I get incognito? Do apologize. I have no idea what just happened. I should be able to pull it up now. Here we go. Nope, that's not the right one. Got it. Man, why is my CPU going crazy? I've noticed this since Windows updated my thing. So let's see. Can I pull it up? Okay, I'm having a technical difficulty, so you're going to have to apologize me. Here we go, got it. We'll just have it up here. Teens attack Manhattan BMW. Ah, I hate these ads. Here we go. Teen bicyclist attacked Manhattan BMW driver after boy injured in mishap. Teen bicyclist attacked a BMW in Chelsea after one of the boys was hurt in a mishap with the vehicle. So this happened on 5th Avenue, right near 21st Street. Witnesses says dozens of teenagers on BMX bicycles were rolling together on 5th Avenue. So this happened at 4 p.m. on Tuesday. Two bicyclists grabbed onto a car to catch a ride, tweeted witness Dr. Daniel Warnick, who posted one of the videos. The driver and brakes denied the bikers crashing into something, resulting in a bloody lip. So, they attacked a 2009 BMW SUV. The vehicle had medical plates and a woman was riding inside with the driver. So they do have a video of this incident. They spat on the car, slammed the bike under the windshield, then a guy jumped on it and they broke the handle trying to open the door from the outside. So, just disturbing. Just completely disturbing. Oh, are you kidding me? I don't want to talk about the Karen. Ah, look at this. Sorry to be unrelated, but they brought up the story about the Karen who falsely accused the black teen of stealing her phone. That's made national headlines, so I don't need to get into that. Yes, doesn't this remind you of the incident that happened on the Henry Hudson Parkway in 2013? Yep. So, they attacked the SUV, they body slammed the vehicle, and punched the rear driver's side window. At one point, a bicyclist lifted up his two-wheeler and slammed it down the SUV's hood, while another ran up the hood and jumped onto the windshield. The SUV rolled away after a few moments. Yes, they do have extra videos. Yep. So the bicyclists have not been caught, and they might be juvies. They might be juveniles. We don't know. So let's take a look at these videos for a couple seconds. Yeah, I'm just going to put my desktop audio on. I'll just quickly fast forward through it. I mean, it's bad enough you're halting downtown traffic on 5th Avenue, but to purposely go after a vehicle? I mean, my goodness. Yeah, here's another video of it.
Go home!
Oh! Look at this one more time. I mean, this is just disturbing. And New York 1 didn't even cover this. You know, normally this would be on New York 1. But no! We're in New York 1. We don't care that this appeals to a certain demographic. You know, if this happened in Chelsea... Yeah, this happened in Chelsea! Right by New York 1 Studios. 5th Avenue and 21st Street. New York 1 Studios is in Chelsea Market. Ugh. Alright, so let's get into this last disturbing trend. And this is not really a crime story. This is more about, I guess, quality of life and, you know, our transit workers being misvalued. Alright, so here we go. So there was asbestos at the East New York bus depot. The Inspector General released a report today, found that the MTA could have handled the issue better. So, it's best to just take a look at the Inspector General's Twitter account. Carolyn Piccone. And by the way, I've had a virtual phone call with her. She is a really nice woman. You know, please follow her on Twitter because she is great at her job. So, here we go. Let's read what Carolyn Piccone tweeted today. This is what they tweeted, because I knew about this earlier today. Following a 10-month review, MTA Inspector General Carolyn Piccone today released upon MTA leadership to improve its management and monitoring of the asbestos-containing material in all its facilities. So we'll read this quote that Carolyn Piccone tweeted today. I am relieved that workers at the facility were not exposed to dangerous airborne asbestos fibers. However, there is simply no excuse for leadership to be reactive instead of proactive when it comes to worker safety. It is unacceptable that the MTA violated their own policies, not to mention common sense, by not keeping a track of known asbestos locations which could have put employees at risk. So, there is an official statement, so let's see how big it is. Wow, it is that long. So, I will retweet this. If you want to see this for yourself, go on my Twitter, at Andy's Randomness. Again, that's at Andy's Randomness, all small letters. You can find me on Twitter that way. So, I guess our last point we're going to make is taking a look at the Progressive Action Twitter feed, because I have been keeping an eye on Jamel Thompson's account, and I have seen some very disturbing things regarding safety. So let's see if we can find it. Oh, and this is crazy. It says 158 people have been struck by trains in 2020. And it says 58 of them were fatal, and it may match the 62. So read the article for yourself. Clayton Goose wrote it. So let's see what else we can find, because I am going to find it. 96th Street. Yeah, this is at the 96th Street station. My bad, I don't want to read that one. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Bedford Park 2? Here we go. Crew room. I mean, I don't even want to get into that. I want to focus on 96th Street. That's the focus that I've been concerned about lately. So here's the first tweet from Jamel. And I quote from December 27th. Women's bathroom right now at 96th Street, Broadway on the 1, 2, and 3 line at NYCT Subway. At Feinberg Sarah. Would you use this bathroom? I bet you never used a bathroom like this in your life. 2 line crews working there for a GO, but no one made sure the facilities are intact. Service of safety. Yeah, imagine try asking Sarah Feinberg to take her personal business in here. You know what? Might as well. I mean, you might as well just call Sarah Feinberg out on that. Huh? How does that sound, you 42-year-old single woman of 2 kids? Repair crews were there to fix toilet leaks back in July. Should have addressed or notified others of damage shown in pictures. Also, my managers received service plans for 6 to 8 weeks prior to implementation. So are you kidding me? They tried fixing this in the summer? This is 96th Street on the Broadway line. 96th Street on the Broadway line in the Upper West Side. Wow. just wow. This is how they're treating the employees. You know, trust me, if Andy Byford was still on the job, You know we would be asking him for help. You know we would. More from 96th Street. This is what the public doesn't get to see about our work conditions. Sarah Elizabeth Feinberg. You guys plain go work, but don't have the decency to make sure crews' work conditions are respectable. People wonder why morale is low. Service over safety. The MTA and Sarah Feinberg says our uniforms must be neat, in good condition, and repair, or we would get disciplined. But do you know how hard it is working in some of these dungeons they call restrooms and crew rooms? Are we supposed to magically levitate and don't touch anything? Yep. Explain how this is tolerable. Exactly. Would Sarah Feinberg ever use a bathroom like this? No. No. And this is what Jason Anthony says to Sarah Elizabeth Feinberg. Why aren't you responding to Jason's tweets? And why aren't you responding to Jamel's tweets? It's bad enough you're not responding to Jason's tweets. What about the rightful person who should really be the president of the union right now? And that's Tony Utano. What's going on here is the people who really should be in charge are not right now. And that's why you have all this disarray going on in the MTA right now. So, I know people don't want to accept the fact that the MTA should still be led, NYCT should still be led by Andy Byford. Jamel Thompson should be president of TWU Local 100 right now. Alina Williams should have been chairwoman of the MTA. She was supposed to make her way up to the top. If Philip Bang would have still been president of the Long Island Railroad. But no! I'm Andrew Cuomo. I want you to feel miserable. Yep. So, that's the way things are right now. And, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm not going anywhere, New York 1. I'm going to keep calling you out. Because there's other news stories that you guys keep misneglecting not to report. And it makes me sick. It honestly just makes me sick that you guys claim that you're all for New York City, but yet you're not covering the news in Midtown. It's bad enough you're not covering the news in Queens. Midtown's the most important part of the city, and again, they're just neglecting it. So, I think I'm done here. Before I wrap this up, go watch PinePowerLI's video about News 12, because, again, it's not just New York City, but it's also Long Island as well. So we're not going anywhere. There's more to come in 2021. It's coming. The crime's still going to be rampant. And, I'll just mention this also. Go follow Progressive Action on Twitter, please. Because Jamel Thompson's giving us the truth right now. And, somebody has to say it the way it is right now. Because I'm getting sick of this. I'm getting sick of this. Jamel's getting sick of this. PinePower's getting sick of this. We're getting ignored. We're the little guys. We're the people getting mistreated here. We don't deserve this. That's it. Take it easy.